So yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Talarico because we need somebody who can win.
If this is going to be the line of reasoning for voters in Texas, then they need to start voting for Crockett right now. Polling is showing that Crockett is ahead in the Democratic primary and Paxton is ahead in the Republican primary. And Paxton is the important part here because Hart Research just came out with their own polling showing that Crockett actually has a chance of flipping the state blue in the general if she is against Ken Paxton. This whole thing where Crockett isn't winnable in Texas is going to end up being a self-fulfilling prophecy of the Democrats because you're going to end up with a candidate who is not able to win against Ken Paxton. And this is not shade to Talarico. I am a Talarico fan from back in the early days of him being in the House. But this reasoning is not it. Use the data. End lecture.
Two things can be true at once, but not these two things. Some people love to say that racism is over, so we should just stop talking about it. But a significant number of James Talarico voters voted for him, not for policy reasons, but because they were concerned that Texas voters would not vote for a Black woman. Again, not for policy concerns, but because she is a Black woman. Two things can be true at once, but not these two things.
Reason why Barack Obama was the first Black president of the United States is because he wasn't too Black. If Barack Obama's mission statement was to advocate for his community and only his community, he would have never became the president of the United States. Black Americans have gotten too comfortable, and y'all have forgotten that this is the exact same country that has beat, raped, and enslaved your grandmother and made your granddaddy watch. Men who have committed flagitious sins and wear masks of political leaders have said themselves that the biggest threat to America is the Black man. So imagine how they feel when they see a Black woman killing shit. Jasmine Crockett did not lose because she was not qualified. Jasmine Crockett did not lose because how she conducted herself. Jasmine Crockett lost because she was too Black. This needs to be a lesson to my future Black leaders and the Black leaders in office right now. You will never make the progress that you need to make as a Black professional, as a Black leader, as a Black business owner, as a Black politician, being too Black. Because your white peers, your Latin peers, your Arab peers, anybody else in America is going to see you as a threat. Because just how we see the power in each other as Black people, they do too.
To any Black woman that is running for any type of political power in the United States of America, this is going to sound unfair and it's going to sound unjust, but you have to be absolutely perfect to win any type of election anywhere in this country. You have to be perfect. You can't have a pass. You can't make a mistake. You're not allowed to ever make a mistake. You have to be perfect. And that's what I saw with the whole Jasmine Crockett thing and Kamala Harris 2 years ago. You unfortunately have to be perfect. Perfect. And that's not fair to Black women, bro. That is so not fair to Black women running for political power. But after last night, seeing her lose and seeing the way she lost, her having to sue now because they didn't count the votes after 7 o'clock when it was clearly extended to 9. You have to be absolutely perfect. You saw the white folks on the left, white folks on the right, even black men. Black men were dogging her in the comments saying, yeah, she shouldn't have won. She shouldn't have won. Black women, you have to be absolutely perfect. That's just not fucking fair. But more and more I'm starting to realize, the more and more I don't think we'll ever see a black female president ever in this country. Ever. People will find any reason to not vote for you. If you are not absolutely perfect, if you make even one mistake in the past, bro, they will never vote you in. They will find any excuse not to vote your black behind it. And that's just unfortunate.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking the viral moment from Texas Democratic primary that has sparked a major debate about race, politics, and the idea of electability in America. A white voter recently went viral after emotionally explaining why she is closer to the support James Talarico instead of Jasmine Crockett, even while saying She was a respected Crockett and admired her leadership, but reasoning that black woman might struggle to win in a state like Texas has triggered a huge conversation online. Critics say this mindset reflects deeper race dynamic in America, political and create a system where black women are often expected to be nearly perfectly to be seen as electable. So today we are breaking down what happened and why this moment is going viral and what is revealed about politics landscape healing into the next election cycle. So before we continue, I want to give credit to all the original creators of the TikTok clips used in this video. All clips belong to their respective creator and are used here commentary, news reporting, and education purpose only.
And I don't want to hear anybody else calling out black people, specifically black women, when it comes to the things happening in this country. And what's crazy about all of this is that when it was time to show up in solidarity around the Bad Bunny Bowl, we did it. We were engaged. We took the time to educate. We didn't center ourselves and our experiences. We vibed out because we're cool with not being centered 24/7. We can appreciate and respect the latter. But when it came to expecting that back, the numbers show that the interest wasn't there. And so, with that being said, no. Because we've been screaming in lieu of ICE and all the things going on, step up, help out, help out. We did. We ran for Senate. And y'all said, help us, but not like that. 10-4.
What we're not going to do is ignore the blatant racism and misogyny that's impacting black women like Jasmine Crockett. I said it from day one that when she announced her Senate race, that there were going to be racist attacks and misogynistic attacks sent her way. And this is impacting other black women creators as well. And it's important that we go ahead and name this because it is a reality in our country. We don't live in a post-racial society. We don't live in a space where we can just ignore racism, where we can just ignore misogyny because it's all around us. And it's important that we also recognize that that is a reality. And it's important that people like myself, who are not black women, also amplify the voices of black women, and in particular name that these things are still issues, that the systemic barriers that still impact people like Jasmine Crockett, who is educated, experienced, still play a role today. Why is it that her hair, her eyelashes, her way of speaking is being brought up? But when compared to her white male counterparts, that is not even a conversation. And I know some people will be out there saying this isn't about race, this isn't about being a woman. But the reality is that if you look at most facets of our life, if not all, women are disproportionately held to a different account. And it is time that we, men, also use our voices and our platforms to talk about this. And this is with Jasmine Crockett having the political experience, the community and coalition building experience, her education, and all of the things that she already has under her tool belt. And yet she is still held to a different account. And why? Because of racism and misogyny. And we just have to be real about that. So let's address it. Let's make sure that it's actually being dealt with, and let's contribute to building a society in which this doesn't have to be an issue anymore. But while it is, we're going to continue to keep talking about it. And if you want more of this type of content, follow for more, and make sure that you vote for Jasmine Crockett.
So yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Talarico because we need somebody who can win.
Happy Women's History Month to Black American women. Watch as white American women abandon us yet again, just like Susan B. Anthony and Lucretia Mott did during women's suffrage. When Black women tell you that we have no allies, this is what we're talking about. These are the same liberal white women who will wear blue bracelets and then stab us in the back at the voting box. Remember, when white people try to throw Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech in your face, you need to throw his letter from a Birmingham jail right back at them. because these are the people he was warning us about. White liberals, well-meaning people with shallow convictions. This is it. These are the type of women who have yet to unpack their misogynoir and are our biggest obstacle at the voting box. And they're supposed to be on our side.
If you thought Jasmine Crockett was going to beat James Talarico in the United States Texas Democratic primary for Senate, then I can't take you serious as a political operative. If you even thought she had a chance in hell at beating him, then I can't take you serious in any political discussion. And not because she wasn't qualified. She is. She's more than qualified. Not because she's not a good candidate. She is a good candidate. But because it's Texas. I don't think she thought she was going to win. Not seriously. If she did, then she's as foolish as everybody else that thought she was going to win. This was a play for something else that had to be, okay? Don't compare it to Stacey Abrams, who actually had a chance. Jasmine Crockett stood no chance in Texas. And we have to be realistic here. This is not a sports team. Just because we like someone, just because someone wants to win, doesn't mean that they're going to. They're like, oh, she deserved to win. Sure, kids in Iran deserve not to be bombed right now. What? Like, people deserve to have housing and food and healthcare. But this is not the world that we're living in. In the current world that we're living in, with Texas, Jasmine Crockett was never going to win. Racism, sexism, classism, prejudice, all of that is true. But she was never going to win. Not now, not in 2026. Read the room. All right, we have to get serious here. The Republicans, the right are being serious and strategic. We need to be strategic. James Talarico doesn't have much of a chance in winning either. Don't get me wrong. Okay, flipping that state blue is going to take a Herculean effort. But he has certainly higher of a chance than Jasmine Crockett. We have to live in reality. All right, we have to. We got to get real with ourselves here, guys.
As this debate continues, questioning keep coming up. If a black woman are among of the most loyal and the consistent supporter of the Democratic Party, should their readership support just as strongly? The conversation surrounding Jasmine Crockett and James Talarico in the Texas Democratic primary highlight deeper issue about perception, strategy, and fairness in American politics. In the argument about electability, politics strategy or does not reflect the deeper based on still exist in the system. That's why the question many voters are now asking. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you found this discussion interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you next in another one.